This is the Unit 7 calculator portion review. It's really short. There's only 2 questions. They're both FRQ. Calculators required, obviously, but it's really just like 3 questions in total. But I'm gonna carefully go over them, like the process, and yeah. So this is gonna be a short video. So our first question is the rate at which people consume Pringles potato chips in the U.S. is given by P of t equals C times e to the kt. So this is important. I'm going to underline that. Where P is measured in millions of cans per year and T is measured in years from the beginning of 1990. Alright? The consumption rate triples every 4 years. And the consumption rate at the beginning of 1990 was 8 million cans per year. So now our goal is to find C and K. So it says that P of t equals C times e to the kt. And remember, with a function like this, our C is just our initial or starting value. Okay? So immediately we can find C because it says that the consumption rate at the beginning of 1990 was 8 million cans per year. Okay? Now, I'll deal with that later, but first I want to solve for K instead. So it says that the consumption rate triples every 4 years. So that means that every 4 years, obviously it's going to triple, alright? So in order to set this up, you can say that 3 times the initial starting value that we have equals the initial value times e to the k, which is what we're solving for, and then I'm replacing t with 4 because we want to know what k is after 4 years the initial value has been multiplied by 3 basically. Alright, so we can just essentially just cancel out the c's because you know they're going to divide against each other, and then you will get 3 equals e to the 4k. Now I know if you haven't done this, this is primarily easy, but if you did, then it should be really easy. It's like a repetitive process that we did already. And it wants us to solve for k. So what we just do is we have to ln both sides. This is so we can cancel out the e. Okay, so the e's gone, and then we bring down the 4k. So you get ln of 3, ln of 3 equals 4k. And then you can divide both sides by 4. So k equals ln 3 over 4. Alright, now I don't know if it wants us to approximate it or anything, so I'll leave it like in its full form, and then when I put it in decimal form. So let's see. So it's gonna be 0.27. I'm just gonna round to the first 3 decimals. 275, and that's approximately. So yeah. All right. So we have our k. So I'll just use this k, and then now we're gonna find c. Now I remember at the beginning that it said that at the beginning of 1990. So that means at the beginning of 1990, that means when t equals 0. So 0 years after 1990 is when the initial value was 8 million. Because it says that P is measured in millions of cans per year. And it says that 1990, there's 8 million cans per year. So we just know that C equals 8 million. So that's really it for number 8. Alright, so we're going to the next question, which is number 10, which is 2 questions. So consider the differential equation dy dx equals 1/2 x times y minus 4 cubed. A slope field for the given differential equation is shown below. So we gotta sketch the solution curve that passes through the point 0, 2. So this should be pretty straightforward. We gotta find our point 0, 2. So this is it. So I'll write big dot. And what it means by sketch the solution curve, we're just gonna basically just draw a graph based off like the current or the flow of these lines. So according to what I see, it's kind of looking something like this. So this is probably like a best guess or something like that. So that's really it. And then part B is we got to find the particular solution. Y equals f of x to the given differential equation with the initial condition f of 1 equals 0. Alright, so particular solution is basically we just got to find C, and then we got to plug that back into y. So we got to find our original equation of y. So it says that dy dx equals 1 half x y minus 4 cubed, I think. Let me see. Yeah. And we're just going to do separation of variables. Now this is really important. You got to show your entire process so you don't lose any points on the actual FRQ. Now, my guess is this might be on the FRQ for the test, either tomorrow or non-calculator. So make sure you know how to do this. This is pretty important. Otherwise, it'll just be on MCQ. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by y minus 4 cubed. So we get 1 over y minus 4 cubed dy dx equals 1 half x. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by dx. So we get 1 over 1 or y minus 4 cubed dy equals 1 half x dx. And now this is where you integrate to try and get y. So you gotta do that, and I'm gonna solve for. I'm just gonna do y first. So I'm gonna put it to the side. So 1 over y minus 4 cubed dy, and on the side I'm gonna do u sub. All right. So we got, or yeah, let's see. U equals y minus 4, and then du equals just dy. Alright, so this is just the same thing as 1 over u cubed dy, and then you can just rewrite this as u to the negative third power, and then you can just do the power rule. So this just equals u to the negative 2 divided by negative 2, and then because this is in terms of c. Now if you want, you can write the c over here, that's okay, but usually it's just better, or like usually you just put the plus c on the x side. So I'm gonna put it on the x side, and then this is just y minus 4 to the negative second power times negative 1 half. So, and then I'm just gonna rewrite it as 1 over 2 times y minus 4 squared. Alright, so we got that. So I'm gonna put all that over here. Now we have this part. Now, you see how the 1 half is multiplying the x? I'm just going to pull that out. Makes it easier. So this is literally just 1 half x cubed over 2. So 1 half times x cubed over 2. Dx gets rid of, and then plus c. And this is just x cubed over 4 plus c. And then I'm going to write my equation right here. So 1 over 2 times y minus 4, oops, squared. And then, now is where we find c. So it says f of 1 equals 0. So all we got to do is replace our y's with 0 and replace our x's with 1. So you get 1 over 2 times negative 4 squared, which equals 1 over 4 plus c. And then this is just 1 over 32. And then I'm going to subtract the 1/4 minus 1/4 equals c. And then I'm just going to do the math. So like 1 over 32 minus 8 over 32, right? Equals negative 7 over 32. Let's make sure. Let's plug that into the calc. So you get 1 over 32 minus 1/4. Yep. So we got our c, and then we just plug that back over here. So I'm just going to get rid of this. Minus 7 over 32. So So this should be your answer, and that's really it. So yeah, let's good luck on the test tomorrow, and then I think Eric will be doing the non-calculator portion. All right, see you guys.